like to start by with a couple of thank yous. First, to my Club England colleagues here for putting in tremendous efforts and support during what has been a challenging week. And secondly, to the FA board. We've had tremendously strong support from that board. It's a 14-person board now, but they have provided a unified view and a tremendous level of backing. And I also want to just mention the level of football expertise on that board. We have people with huge knowledge of the game, and the guidance and help they've given during this period has been very important for me. I'd now like, just for the sake of clarity, to recap on recent events. We all believed that the John Terry case would be dealt with in March or April. When it was postponed, we were taken by surprise. I think everybody else was taken by surprise. And the board made a very quick and important unanimous decision regarding the captaincy. I informed Fabio on Thursday evening as soon as I could, once the decision had been made. Fabio wasn't happy, but he accepted the board's authority on the matter. On Sunday, Fabio conducted an interview with an Italian broadcaster. That caused conjecture and huge public debate and, frankly, produced an unsatisfactory situation. Alex Horne and I met with Fabio yesterday. We had a meeting lasting a little over an hour, and it was a very detailed meeting with a lot of very detailed questions asked by us. We adjourned the meeting, and an hour later, I met again myself with Fabio in his office. And it was at that time that he offered his resignation, and I, on behalf of the board, agreed that this was the right decision for the FA. I'm very pleased to announce that Stuart Pearce will manage the England team for the Holland match. He has huge experience outside and inside this organisation. And of course, he manages the England under-21 team and has been working with Fabio for some time. He knows the players very well. I've got great confidence in Stuart. We will be in good hands. Our priority then will be to appoint a new England manager. This will be handled by the four of us with a total focus on getting the best person in place as soon as we sensibly can.
This is obviously a very important moment for us now. Everyone's focus is on 2012, and our objective is, of course, to recruit a manager, go to Poland and Ukraine, perform well, and achieve success. However, there is a longer-term strategy to this as well. As an organisation, we need to ensure we are providing the best platform to achieve success, and that every area of our football organisation is geared towards high performance. We have an abundance of young talent emerging, and our development teams are performing more consistently than ever before. Whilst the managerial appointment cannot be underestimated, it cannot be the sole responsibility of the manager in isolation to deliver success. Take Spain, for example. Until 2008, they had not enjoyed success for many decades. Spain now have a structure in place that has even allowed them to change manager after winning the Euros and then go on to the World Cup. We have to get our structure right. We're working hard on it and move forward with a longer-term plan, which we're doing. Thank you.
David, hello. How much do you regret what happened yesterday, and realistically, could it have been avoided?
Could it have been avoided? I don't know. We had a very frank meeting with Fabio. We asked him a lot of questions. It was a very civilised meeting, and at the end of it, he decided that he felt he had to go. We're in very good shape in many ways. All the organisational matters for the Euros are in place, our base camp, our training camp, and all else. So everything is in place, and I think there's plenty of time. I think the timing of this means that the squad won't get together till next May, so there is time for a new man to get in place, do what he needs to do, building up towards the competition. So, no, I think we're actually in a much better place than we might appear to be. I'm very pleased indeed, and I want to commend Stuart Pearce. I spoke to him a little earlier, and as you might expect from Stuart, his first thought was for his country, and for managing his country under any conditions at all. He just said, if you would like me to do it, I want to do it. And I must say, I was really impressed with his attitude. And I expect nothing less from him.
David, could I just ask, will the next England manager definitely be English?
No, he will not definitely be English. Clearly there's a preference for an Englishman, and I've been asked this question consistently, and the position hasn't changed, that there's a preference for an English person or a British person, but at the end we want the best person. So I'm so not prepared to rule out anything at this stage.
Chairman, it's quite clear what the papers and many people are speculating, Harry Redknapp. You can't comment on that, but would the FA consider at the timing of this season taking on a manager in a part-time role as they continue to manage their club until the end of the season?
I think we're open-minded. As I say, we really haven't had much time to consider this. An awful lot's happened in a very short time. It was only 8 days ago that the court decided to push the Terry thing forward past the Euro. So there's been a lot happening in 8 days. We don't want to rush anything. There's no need to rush anything. We will give it proper consideration. It will have high priority. It will be dealt with by the four of us. As I say, we've cleared our diaries for tomorrow to start working on it.
What lessons have been learned from this entire saga dating back to the John Terry allegations? And will there be a code of conduct put in place for players in future that they'll have to stick to rather than have this flip-flopping?
There's work taking place now. I would say we will have a code of conduct in place within the next few months at the latest, certainly in time for a new manager to be talking to us about this. We should have that, and we will have that.
I think it's important to add to that as well, that we'd want to ensure that the players have an involvement in how we structure any code of conduct, so they can feel a level of ownership as well. We did enter into discussions with the players back in 2004 when there was a lot of confusion over selection process and never quite finalised the protocol then. Obviously there is a real need for us to establish that now, and we'll do so with a new manager and with the players representatives and the PFA.
But clearly several England players have come out via social networking backing Harry Redknapp. He seems to be a hugely popular choice, especially if you look at the bookmakers' odds. Will popular opinion amongst fans and players matter at all in your decision making?
Yeah, of course it will. I mean, we want to make an appointment that the public are positive about and that excites the fans. But we can't be driven by that. And it goes without saying, if you only have one sort of candidate, but one's be in a very, very difficult situation in dealing with it and negotiating and so on. So we have to do this professionally. We have to have an open mind. We have to get a proper shortlist together. And we have to bear in mind a lot of considerations, but certainly including the desires and wishes of the fans, our supporters. They are crucial to us.